Hello everyone. This is going to be a quick demo on how to use RMarkdown in RStudio. You can see RStudio is opened here. My current working directory is teaching RMarkdown. Inside this teaching RMarkdown folder, I have teaching RMarkdown art project. It is the only document that I have inside this project folder at the moment. To create an RMarkdown document in RStudio, go to File, then click on New File and go to RMarkdown. You will be presented with this window. You can fill the title, author of the document. The default title name is untitled. You can change this information later on as well. I'm going to change the title, Lesson Reporting with RMarkdown. Next, you can see three options here, HTML, PDF, Word. This is the place to select what kind of output you want to produce. It has HTML output pre-selected. If you want, you can select PDF or Word. And if you choose PDF or Microsoft Word, you have to install other tools and software in order to format the process. For example, if you want to generate a PDF file, you need MikTeX if you're a Windows user, you need MacTeX if you're a Mac user, and you need TextLive if you're a Linux user. Furthermore, in order to generate Word documents, you need MS Word. I'm going to generate a HTML output file. So I select here HTML. Then click on OK. Here, now you have got an RMarkdown document. It is pre-populated with some text and R code. There are three main sections of an RMarkdown document. The first is YAML at the top, bounded by three dashes. This one and this one. This is where you specify details like title, author, and date, and what kind of document you want to output. Here, the document title is Lesson 1. If you want, you can customize this one. Lesson 1, Reporting with RMarkdown. Author, my name, date, and the output type, HTML document. If you filled in the blanks in the window earlier, these should be filled out for you. Title and date, author. If you want, you can change these information as well. This section here is to specify chunk options. We will talk more about what this means in the next video. And next, this one. This is the place where you should include your content and formatting. Yeah, this is the RMarkdown document. In order to see its associated output file, you need to press Knit button. When you click the Knit button, it will prompt you to save the document as an RMD file. Do so. I'll name this document as 1 RMarkdown. Save. You can see the output file is rendering here. The process, you can see it here. You can see the output file here. If you go to the File tab, now you can see our Markdown file and the HTML file. If you go to the Viewer pane, you can see the output file. When you click the Knit button for the first time, it will prompt you to save the document as an RMD file. Okay, now you have got the output file. Here you can see the content The content of the YAML was rendered into title, author, and date here. Following this, you can see a section header, RMarkdown, then 2 paragraphs, and then after that, you can see an R code, R output, next section, and a plot. So you can see here, this R markdown is rendered here. And these are the 2 paragraphs that we see in the R markdown document, and the associated section in the output file is here. Next, in the R markdown document, we have a R code summary cars. You can see the R code here, associated output file here. Likewise, you have next section, include plots, it's here. So this is one of the huge benefits of R markdown, rendering the results to code inline. Let's go back to the R markdown file that produced this HTML file and see how we can edit according to our content. This is like a default template. Now we are going to edit this R markdown document according to our need. So what you can do is you can delete the automatically populated text here. That means this part. You can delete this section. Keep the stuff up here on the top. We will delete everything after R markdown. Don't delete this part. Now let's knit the file. Okay. Now you can only see this content in the document. If you want, you can delete title, author, date, but you can't delete this one. If you want, you can delete all 3. Now you get a blank document. If you want, you can include a title. Like this. Okay. Now I'm going to delete everything here. I'm going to start with a blank document. First thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to include a small title in the content. We use hashtags to tell our markdown that this is a title. The first title name is introduction. Now we can knit the file in order to see the output. Next, I'm going to include a small sentence. This is a brief introduction to R markdown. So you can see the title here. You can see the small text that I wrote in the R markdown here. Okay, next what I'm going to do is I'm going to include an R code. In order to include an R code, what you need to do is you need to open an R code chunk. To open an R code chunk, you have to type 3 dashes and then curly braces. Inside curly braces, you have to type little r. And after that, you have to close this code chunk. This is called a code chunk. Inside a code chunk, we write R codes. So always code chunks begin with 3 dashes followed by curly braces. Inside that, you write little r and ends with 3 dashes. Anything you include within a code chunk will be considered as an R code rather than a plain text. I'm going to include a small R code. I'm going to use summary function to compute summary statistics of Irish dataset. So now in the output file, you can see summary the code summary Irish, and you can see the associated output file here. Let's say I make a small error here. Let's see what happens now. You will see the error message here under render tab. So error line 14. So line 14 is this one. So you can go back and fix that error. Okay, now I'm going to include a plot. I'll call this next section as data visualization. I'm going to use ggplot2 package to do the plotting. So first of all, you need to load the package. Next, I'm going to draw a scatter plot between sepal length and sepal width. In order to generate the output, you need to knit the file. Okay, now you can see data visualization. This is the R code, and this is its output file. Okay, furthermore, if you click this button here, you will get three options: R, Bash, D3, Python, RCCP, likewise. And I'll click R, then it will open an R code chunk as well. There are two ways to open an R code chunk. One way is to type 3 double dashes, curly braces R, and close the R code chunk with 3 dashes again. The next approach is you can use this window and click on the button here, insert a new R code chunk, then click on R. Then you will get a new code chunk. So you can see whenever you open a new code chunk, the background color is slightly different to the rest. Here, the background color is light gray. The rest is dark blue. Another thing is if you press this small arrow, then you will get the output in the RMarkdown document itself. Furthermore, if you press this icon, this arrow, down arrow, then it gives the outputs of all of the R codes above this code chunk. So you can see now you get the outputs corresponds to all of the codes above this code chunk. Here we have only one code, that's summary iris. If you want, you can close this one. Again, if you use this arrow, you will get the code associated to this code chunk. If you press this down arrow, you will get the outputs corresponds to the all of the code above that code chunk. Next, I'll show you how to generate a PDF document. So far we have only our Markdown document and the HTML document. Now let's see how to generate a PDF document. For that, here you need to change it as PDF. Now you get a PDF file. So you can see the PDF file here. If you want to generate a Word document, you can here type Word. You will get a Word document. Here you can see the Word document. Always, so I'll go change this one to HTML document. Always, if you want to change something, you are not changing this output file. You are doing the changes, you are doing the editing on our Markdown document. This HTML output file is generated based on this R Markdown document. So at this point, I hope I have convinced you that R Markdown is a useful way to keep your a code, data, outputs in one place. This is a great starting point, and there is so much more you can do with RMarkdown. We will talk about the other features